All right, so recording started. Good morning again. So let's look at the market first. Once again, using TradersLab. So yesterday we had kind of that follow-through pullback. So it's been 3 days that we're pulling back essentially on the NASDAQ 100. So just to look at the larger picture, we had that April's rally, then sideways consolidation with that base. We had the breakout pre-FOMC, 3 tight days, then a retest and new high on FOMC. Then we followed through the following day, and then we went sideways 1, 2, 3 days, and then the pullback started. That's typical action. Was right into July's high, and I thought that the market would maybe a bit stronger, and we were able to not gap down and go into the 21 DMA structure like that, but instead maybe just trying to get off from that tight range, but that's not what we got. And honestly, that's okay. The market will do what it wants to do. So yesterday was kind of the setup where I like to engage. I went to explain that last night in the Prime report. But basically we have now that breakout retest setup. We have that higher low as well right in the 21 DMA structure. And while that happened, yesterday intraday we tagged the oversold condition, so very short breadth was oversold intraday, so that's why I engaged the market and started to add back exposure and to go even on margin. And here comes the mental part, right? So in trading, that's not being about right or wrong. That's about playing the odds. That's about playing your edge. That's about understanding then that every edge is just a collection of playing your bet over and over and having a positive expectancy, right? So yesterday I had no clue, and even this morning when I woke up, I was ready to see the market continuing to pull back, and it's even possible. But I knew that when the price coming back into a rising daily structure like that, when we see bread being oversold, even if it was intraday and we closed higher, that's when I start to say, okay, I have to force myself to put exposure into the right stocks, so the liquid leaders at the right place in the 21 DMA structure, and just control my new open risk. So I'm not there to open 5% new open risk and take a slap this morning in my account. I had good cushion, good exposure already, and it was simply to add 1.5% of new open risk to what I already had. So it was controlled, it was playing my hedge, but at the same time, fully aware that every hedge can fail. So right now we seems to have good reaction to PCE, but it could have gone the other way. So in that case, I would just have take my losses, call it part of the hedge, and wait for the next market setup. So yeah, that's the area that we were talking about for a few days now on NQ. So the retest of the recent swing high pivot and the reversal pivot as well. And with yesterday, we built that higher low right in the daily structure above that base area. So that's basically kind of the continuation pattern that I really like to play. Let's see today. Ultimate confirmation will come from a daily reversal. So if we can reclaim yesterday's high pivot, and if not, we can continue to chop around, build the right side, even shake out a bit, that's not out of the blue, or we can fail. So maybe we see some strength this morning on PCE, and then we roll over and we start to break that higher low structure, and the market needs to pull back for longer. I just don't know, and honestly I don't need to. Once again, I'm not in there to be right or wrong. I just apply my hedge when it presents itself, and I react depending on the feedback that I get from my position, from my new position or my old portfolio. So we covered NQ, we covered QQQE, Brett as well. So just keep in mind as well that Brett is contracting. McClellan summation is back to a downtrend, so it means that we're definitely in a stock picker market. We had some green and some uptrend, but we failed at the 10-day moving average. We could see some just chop and then we hook back up and start that new uptrend. But yeah, keep that in mind that it remains a stock picker market, pretty thin participation, and not a lot of momentum in the brown market. That's something to keep in mind. All right, so internals. I continue to see that credit spread chart as being pretty constructive. We continue to make those lower highs as we retest the daily structure. We're right into the daily structure once again, so I'm looking to see some rejection here today. If the market wants to confirm that continuation, so if we get a daily reversal at NQ, a nice confirmation would be to see credit spreads reject their declining daily structure and continue that downtrend. That's what we want to see to keep seeing good action and constructive action in the market. VIX, so interesting action as well. We tried to spike yesterday. We came back and closed below that recent swing high. With PC this morning, we are rejecting that structure once again, and yeah, we want to continue lower. So we have kind of that recent low structure that if we can break that and just start to downtrend again and maybe retest that structure once again, that could be where we have good action in the market with volatility contracting as well. Bitcoin completely lagging, and for me there's nothing to even look at right now. Let's just remove all the structure. So we have that lagging action. We tried to reclaim the daily structure. I thought it was looking good, but then we broke down, and what I don't like to see is that retest and rejection here. And pretty hard rejection yesterday. So for me, it's really a no-go. It's really a no-go Bitcoin right now, unless we see that setup maybe into next week, a bit like we had right here. So eventually start grinding sideways, go into the 21 DMA structure, either that we reclaim right away or we build kind of that range and build pressure for a potential reclaim. That's what I will look next week for a potential support on Bitcoin. But right now, I think there's far better plays and setups and opportunities in the market than trying to pick the bottom on the Bitcoin or even in the crypto space at all. Just keep your capital in what's working, and that comes back to trying not to be right or wrong. So if you try to pick the bottom on Bitcoin, that's basically you trying to be right on your thesis and trying to anticipate that the low is in. So that's not like that that I do and that I trade, and my mindset as a trader is really to wait for that confirmation that the trend is shifting, and I don't care about picking the bottom. All right, so let's check at the portfolio real quick. And yeah, I mentioned that the game plan for me today is really to wait it out, just being super patient. So that's what I like to do, right? Put good exposure early on before the market turns. Then when momentum gets in, I start trimming and bring down my exposure to either off margin or around fully exposed. But yeah, that's the goal again today, to just be patient with the exposure that I took yesterday and that I had before, and just see if we get confirmation today. And if we do, then I have my limit orders at my 2R, 5R targets, and just going to wait that these are tagged. So VRT, really like that setup. So once again, we have that 21 DMA breakout and retest with that higher low. We did reclaim kind of that it was that news about Microsoft, I think. So reclaim that low, reclaim the 21 DMA structure as a whole, and it's a good looking setup. I would look at yesterday's high for the daily reversal. That goes here. And yeah, if we reclaim that pivot right here, basically means that we're trying to put a continuation setup. And once again, that thing of the weekly is looking freaking good. So that's what I'm playing. That's why I had it yesterday as well. I'm still seeing that big weekly cup and handle in a strong group that's AI related. They are in the infrastructure for the cooling systems. So despite that Microsoft news, I think that the moat is still there, the team is still there. So that's why I want to be a bit heavy on this name, because I really like the weekly chart. Robinhood, still doing nothing wrong. We did break out from that base. We had that retest. Now we're trying to build that higher low. Ideally, we want to see a daily reversal today, or at least a reclaim of that kind of recent swing high pivot as well, that structure right here. And yeah, even if we continue to chop around on the right side a bit, we're still staircasing that trend. Higher lows, higher highs. That's an uptrend. So just being very patient. I really like ANET as well. Opened that yesterday. So we have that still base structure that we keep retesting. We made a high low for the first time. Pretty straight and controlled pull back into that daily structure. So look for that daily reversal today. That would confirm the setup and potentially the start of that right side. Maybe we need to build another lower high right here, and we have kind of a natural reaction early next week. And we build another higher low, and then we start that new uptrend. That's what I'm looking for. Nvidia, keep building higher lows. Another one yesterday with a shakeout below that range area, below the daily structure. I like it above that structure right here. Tesla, nothing to do, still leading, pretty extended, but yeah, my 5R target is not far away, around this high, December high. So yeah, just trailing the daily structure at this point. Same thing for Snow. This is a new position from yesterday, still setting up nicely. So you can look at the daily reversal, so above yesterday's high for an entry. But same thing. So we have that peg, that nice weekly structure, and we have 4 tight weeks now. So higher low structure right in the daily structure. That's the first higher low that we get. So yeah, like that base, daily reversal for the confirmation. Palantir still building the right side pretty nicely. It held pretty nicely yesterday. Small shakeout of that range. That's good to see. That could fuel maybe some strength. But yeah, either that we hold that range and we continue to chop around a bit more, or we can use that tight range to manage risk. And if you're not in, that's a nice entry. A bit far from the weekly structure, but yeah, that's leading and potentially building kind of cup and handle there as well. Uber, that's a choppy trade, but yeah, if you buy on weakness, that's actually an easy trade. So you trade those dips into weekly structure, take the daily reversal, and you're golden in Uber. At some point, I hope it will start to trend better. We're still in that base on base setup, but yeah, nothing wrong. You just buy in the weekly structure on the daily reversal. And it gives you pretty nice trade. So if you're not in, or you're looking to add, yesterday's high reversal pivot would be a great place. AMD, still like that setup as a potential kind of wedge breakout and retest setup with a higher low yesterday. You can look at yesterday's high for a reversal pivot. But yeah, I'm looking for at least a 21 DMA structure reclaim today. That's the setup that I'm playing. And yeah, let's see if we get it today. Micron, nothing to do, still trading above the weekly and daily structure. Oak low as well, just need times to digest at this point. I think it can build some kind of base for the next few weeks. Very LT action. And Warner Bros. A bit wedging higher. So I would not be surprised that we get some type of weak action next week. But the trend is up and it's holding the weekly structure, which is what I'm trailing. So yeah, yeah, Focuslist. So Reddit, it's not yet actionable. Is it? Wait a minute. It's not the focus list that I shared last night. When you use two computers with TradingView, it's always reset your watch lists. It's a pain. And Roblox. All right, so that's the setup that I included in the focus list. Like I said, I'm not looking to trade those. I already have the exposure that I want. And my goal and my game plan from here is only to de-risk and lower my exposure, lower my open risk in the next few days if the market confirm the turn and confirm the end of that pullback. Otherwise, I'm just going to wait and see where it goes. But yeah, so there's still very good setup. So basically, last night, there was half of the liquid leaders. So liquid leaders that I'm tracking, there's around 55 names, around that, 50, 55. That's the liquid leaders that I'm tracking, and that's what I only trade. And last night there was literally half of those, so around 25 names, right in their daily or weekly structures. So there's a lot of stuff in the 21 DMA structure area. So I really think that's kind of a defining and pivotal area in the market right now. We did get that pullback. Now, will that daily structure hold or be faded? That's what we'll have as information today and in the next few days. So yeah, Interactive Broker keeps building higher lows. That's a nice shakeout and reconfirmation that this range structure holds. I would look at the daily reversal today to engage in that. Roblox, mini shakeout below that recent swing low. Same thing, we are right in that base. Keep building higher lows, and I will look for the daily reversal to engage in this one. IMS looking good. That's a choppy trade, so just be aware. I know that some of you like to trade this name, so I included that in the focus list. And honestly, if the market goes, this thing can have a lot of juice in the next few weeks. So I wanted to include that for you guys. The setup is good, but just keep in mind that it's still in that larger kind of base. So win rate might be a bit lower. But we get though that 21 DMA structure reclaim and backtest setup for like the third time. So we get those higher lows in the rising structure. We get that pullback, and we get a clean reversal pivot to play against. GV, I did not include that. Dash, I think Dash looks good. So we have that base retest right here. We had that larger pullback, higher lows, 21 DMA structure reclaim, backtest with another higher low, and you get that daily reversal right here to initiate your trade. Joby, a bit more speculative name, but good liquidity. So we had that downtrend. We have that 21 DMA structure reclaim, retest with that higher low, and you get your daily reversal pivot to initiate the trade. So that's a name that I'm looking today in focus list. But once again, I don't plan to take any new trades unless there's a clear lagger in my portfolio, something that stops me out, and I want to put back that exposure into work. Then I will look into that focus list, but that's not my game plan as of now. All right, so let's go for the Q&A. Do you guys have any questions? So first one, Art, thanks a lot for breaking down so many setups and talking through your mindset and how you approach them. Personally, for me, it's an extremely useful way to learn more from you about the system. Thank you, my friend. That's actually the goal of this whole community, right? So you have so many courses, webinars, and YouTube videos, and that's great. You start there. I started there. I watched those Traders Lion videos. But at the end of the day, what I envision for PrimeTrading is really to track and follow and trade alongside more experienced trader and have that game plan and how they navigate the multiple market cycles, how they enter trades in real time, so you can really kind of benchmark yourself and compare what you see during the day with what I see during the day and each morning. And I think that over time it's way more constructive as education. And if you really put the time, then I think that's really a good way to learn how to trade. But yeah, thank you very much for the feedback. So, all right, so cybersecurity team. Yeah, you have CrowdStrike, which did well. You had that peg day on the news. Then pretty controlled pullback. Gap is not filled, so let's watch if it needs. But right now we have lower highs each day of this pullback. So for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days in a row. So you can start to watch for a daily reversal in that case, trying to catch the pullback reversal. Then maybe it's not ready, but I think that's kind of the cybersecurity leader at right now. And yes, you have Zscaler, pretty nice daily structure, reclaim and retest setup. You have your higher lows and you have your reversal pivot to initiate the trade here. You have net. Yeah, net is probably leading, not CrowdStrike. That's so you have that base, you have that breakout, and now you get your classic breakout trading the shaking the tree. So probably that the third or fourth mouse will get the cheese in that case. But yeah, you have your high or low in the daily structure, your daily reversal pivot again to play this thing on the reversal and the continuation confirmation. What else in cybersecurity? Oh yeah, in cybersecurity you also have AVGO. That's some type of cybersecurity name as well. So pretty strong setup. You have that shakeout below the EP low. You have that pretty clean pullback, that shakeout below the daily structure and below that low like we said. You can look at the daily reversal pivot once again. You see, I'm just talking about daily reversal pivot this morning, and that's the beauty in playing a pullback into a rising structure, because you get those lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, and then once you start to reclaim the prior day's high, and you're in structure, you're right in support, then you get your confirmation that on the lower time frame, the trend is shifting. You're starting, instead of having those lower highs during that pullback, once you get that reversal, you know that on the lower time frame, you're starting to make higher highs. So you get your first initial clues that the trend is shifting. And if you can get also that high or low within that structure, then you know that you get a full uptrend confirmation, because now you get that higher lows and higher highs. So you now have a proper uptrend according to the nomenclature. Yeah, spot. I looked at spot. If you have the patience to play this on the weekly, I think that's still a very strong setup. We're still kind of trading on that weekly base. We're still trading around that weekly reversal pivot. We held the 10-week moving average once again this week. And I consider that kind of a weekly reversal breakout and retest. So this week was the retest. So if you have the patience to play this pivot retest and larger base, there is definitely a setup there. but it's getting pretty choppy on the daily, so that's why I left this one out. Yeah, Solar Group. I know they're setting up on the daily. There's definitely big strength in those. But I don't like the lagging group for the past few years. And we covered Enphase recently. I don't know. I prefer to just focus on the leading names and leading groups. That's what my system is all about. Instead of trying to pick the turn in a lagging group, trying to catch. And I remember that we talked about Enphase, so trying to pick kind of the new uptrend. And that's usually what you see. So I remember we talked about Enphase on that day. I think it was pre-market, and that's what you get with those lagging sectors. You better be in the leading name of that sector, otherwise you get shaken out and chopped, and that's exactly what happened on Enphase. These names trying to break out, but it's just so much a long lagging sector for a few years that at this point every spike is faded, every spike is sold into. So why trying to play these names? I don't know. It's not for me. I want to be in stuff way stronger than that. Once again, the setup is there. Short term, you have an uptrend, but I personally stay out of that group. CLS, yeah, that's a strong shake out there. For me, it's a bit too extended from the daily, from the weekly structure, sorry. And I remember we talked about that last week. So we were in that wedge. And yeah, I remember to say that will we break out and continue in that strength, or will need a shakeout? Then that's probably what we got yesterday. So now that we had that shakeout, I think that it's setting up way better as a flag, just because of that shakeout. So everyone that was trying to position during that range, during that flag, high tide flag, got probably shaken out yesterday at the open. There was probably a lot of stop below that structure. And yeah, usually when you get that flush and shakeout, it can fuel the next uptrend. So you can look at the daily reversal pivot to play this thing with a clean risk reward against the daily structure. So good looking setup. With yesterday's shakeout, I think probabilities that it might work are greater than it was last week. Pleasure, bud. All right, so 9:20. Let's see where this market goes today. I think that the market setup is definitely there. We'll need to see if the market confirms it now. If it don't, then we simply close exposure, reduce our risk, go off margin, reduce even more if we need to. And if the market confirms the setup, either that you engage today if you didn't came with the exposure that you wanted, and you close exposure yesterday on that weakness, and that's okay. I'm not judging that you're too light or too heavy. That's not my game. Everyone has their own personality, their own system, and yesterday was pretty scary. So I totally understand that you could have closed exposure. But don't get too bearish when the market is inside support and short-term breadth gets oversold. So yeah, just keep an open mind for either way, either scenario. If you're underexposed, then look to take few trades this morning, see how they goes against their daily reversal pivots. If you get traction, then you can build into it and open a few more position. But keep in mind that we're going into the weekend. We have some indecision with the NATO, Russia war, those kind of things. So there's a lot of risk floating around as well. I don't trade off those, but that's important to keep in mind. So all right, that's a game plan for today. And once again, I will be in the pit if you guys have any more questions. Other than that, have a good day. Have a good weekend, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.